Hey guys, how's it going? It is January the 8th? Really? Okay. Sunday, January the 8th. And I'm just starting up on the stuff I don't really like doing too much, and that is the behind the scenes stuff. So, it's probably here what'll happen a lot of this. I'm just going to warn you right now. This video, and I'm not looking for YouTube hits or anything like this. This video is probably going to be boring for many. I just realized something. My son has a computer in sleep mode. I saw it flashing over there, so he didn't shut it down. I don't know what he did. But I see the lights flashing. Oh well, I'll deal with that later. It's not a big deal. As long as it's not doing anything, I don't care. But yeah, so this is going to be one of these drag out events, unfortunately. I'd much prefer to be out exercising, but as you can see, at -8 degrees Celsius, you convert that to Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is. That's got to be, I don't know, 20, 10, maybe. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. But whatever the conversion is, I'm so used to Celsius now. Like as far as winter, summer I still get the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. I understand with that, and the hundreds on those rare days. But anyways, I'd rather be exercising or going out for a nice walk, but it's too freaking cold. So I said I was going to do this. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to force myself. But like I said, it's boring. I'm not going to read over the changes I make. I'm not even too sure why I'm doing this as a live stream, other than to comment on the whole, I don't know what you say. It's not fun. At least I don't find it fun. I find it fun creating sheets and doing different things with that. I'll be doing a little bit of that later. I'll be modifying a bit of the sheets because I do want to make a few additions. So playing around with formulas and creating things, I like doing that. This I don't find it's creating. I find it's stuff I'd rather avoid, but it's there. I'm on the server anyways. If you have questions, I may be able to answer them, but I'm not going to be trying to deal too much into that. As usual, this is a Sunday, so what happens with me on Sundays is my attitude can be anything from a great weekend to oh geez, I miss my son. Yeah, it changes. It's not too bad right now. So anyways, this is the post I announced just moments ago on what this is all about. So just going through the major edits. I'm going to work my way up to Barstow because eventually the Barstow procedures is what I want, is for me personally that I want to touch. But I am going to go so far as to take a look at least some of the things, not everything. And I'll show you what I mean by not everything. You're going to get a good glimpse of this in a moment. Admins do have the ability to change, and there's a lot of admins who do a lot of work behind the scenes. A lot of times don't get credit for. I know Tony does a lot of work. You know, the guys over in Florida, they do a lot of work respectively, which really I don't notice as much. A lot of the guides and stuff like that, I don't notice so much of this. I definitely noticed Tony's work when it was resulting to the registry, simply because it affected everybody and everybody's yards, because he set up version 2 in such a way that everybody was able to take that format and apply it to their own yards. And now we got all of California set up. There was a question about yards. I'm not too sure if that was relating to California or all the yards, but if it was part of the Wikia, here's the issue that's moving forward. Some of you have already commented on the forums, or basically that the forums are not as friendly. The forums work. That's the bottom line. It can be a little buggy if you have it open a long time and you go to post a message. You need to refresh it, otherwise it will lose its mind and not post it. So if you're into a certain thread and you left it open, chances are it's not going to post unless you refresh. copy the data, refresh, and then post. That's just the way it is. It just times out after a while. But anyway, so that's all that. You can read that there while I'm blabbing. That's basically the plan tonight. And other than that, hopefully going on the server before the session later, maybe after supper. Hopefully I'll do this for about 2 hours. Hopefully no longer than 3. And it's going to be boring. And I'm not looking forward to it. And if I get it done early, I'm not going to worry about pushing it any further because I don't want to. I'll show you what I mean. Let's start off with the home page. This is what everybody gets. This is a new user coming into. As you can see, we have a bunch of screens. You get your advertisement over there. Latest Run8 updates. Well, this isn't the latest Run8 update. What the hell's that? Get out of there. I don't even know what that is. But anyways, there's our old matrix in version 1. We don't use that anymore. Okay, we got a receiving yard. That's cool. At least we got a nice picture, but that's version 1. All of that is version 1. So I'm going to start here. I'm not going to make any I'm not going to make any major changes here. We are the home of the RTS car forwarding software and the network of servers. We do not have an upgrade or an update to that software for version 2. Version 2 does have some changes. We have not updated it, and there are no immediate plans to update that. So if you're looking for that for version 2, chances are you're going to have to use another utility that helps it, because a lot of what had changed between version 1 and version 2 was the result, I believe, of people going in threatening to mess around with data files and do all kinds of things. I mean, some people do. They do it on their own accord. They do it with permission. I get that. That's fine. But they actually kept the XMLs available to us, and they did that apparently for the benefit of RTS, so I've heard, which is appreciated. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that makes it very difficult. Now, depending upon what changes, there might be ways around where what the hell? Get this garbage off my screen. I haven't even been doing anything other than looking at stuff, and I got all this garbage showing up like yeah. Get lost. Get off my screen. There's so many stupid pop-ups and garbage that'll start popping up. It's like, yeah, your machine's clean. Yeah, okay, nice. Get lost. It's not like I just rebooted the computer either. I just went back into it. But anyways, so every little link here has a definition, and it goes to something. Now this is updated. This is easy to update, and it is updated to list the servers and where the IP addresses is and all that other stuff. This is probably not updated. The community, the knowledge base is probably not updated. The tutorials probably not updated. They can promote their own server, as I said. Others have, and then somebody even asked permission the other day. I mean, you don't have to do it. It's on the page here. I can change this a lot. People can change this. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So I'm not too sure what some of this is, but it really tells you everything on here. And people ask this all the way. Is they say, "Hey, give me the password. Where's the password? You must apply as a new member." I think a lot of people get freaked out because they think that once they join the Wikia, they are a member. No, they're not. They're a member of the Wikia. Wikia is a totally different membership, and that just gets you access to this. Once you get into that, then you have to become a member of RTS, and the owners will get back to you. They will evaluate. It tells you everything basically here. It's not a 100% up to date. Like I said, the screenshots are not 100% up to date. There's a lot that goes involved into keeping these, keeping these menus updated. So, like, I mean, when you go into them, you don't see them here, but yeah, like, If you go into, there's procedures right there. You go into the trains. You go to California server. This is being updated quite a bit, and we'll show you all the various California server trains, all that other stuff. So that's there. Um, the one that hasn't been updated in a while, which I'm about to go into and update, and like I said, I'm going to probably shut up and just go ahead and do it, and maybe talk a little bit while I'm doing it, but I'm not going to read you what I'm typing, other than maybe making a comment. And if people are interested in those comments, I don't even know how many people are even going to bother watching this live stream, to be honest. It's going to be boring. There's not going to be running trains. I'll do that later on today. But, well, let's get started. Like I said, it's not. So I told you where I am on Facebook, where I am on YouTube, the various servers. So there's a lot of information. And the reason why the wiki is powerful is there is information, but unfortunately that wiki information requires edits and modifications. Now, members can edit a lot of these files themselves and have access to do so. And that's fine. If people want to go into tutorials and make tutorials, they can go in and they can edit. People have the power to do that. As far as I know, they should have access. If you don't have access to something, let me know, and I might be able to help you out with that. Or if you want to access something, or if you want to modify something, then that's fine. We're certainly open to having people contribute, and anybody can contribute by going to here, hit the contribute button, and then you can create add a page. When you at the very bottom, when you add a page, that becomes linkable, just like all of these. And instead of having a post, especially if it's a lot of prototypical information or something that you want saved that can easily be accessed, you want to do it that way. You want to add a page. And most people are like, whoa, what am I adding a page? What does this mean? People don't get the wiki up concept. This is what all these links go to. They go to created page. Most of them are created by myself and other admins, or modified or updated by myself or other admins. But there's other things that we can link to. If you provide certain content, we will link it to. If you have certain things you want to talk about another server or group, I can link that. I have no problem doing that. Even if it's not outside RTS, as long as it's not too much trouble for us, we'll try our best to help the community. I don't care. I'm not worried about competing communities or any of that other garbage that used to be, because we got AI, and quite frankly, there's times where I may just want to run onto somebody else's server or forum or whatever. So, go nuts. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Depends what I'm doing. If I'm busy or I got stuff to do, then I won't. Or if I have other things that I have to do on here, this is my top priority. But hopefully I get through this stuff. So, anyways, let's go into procedures. This is one of the main. I'm not going to go into the new members. New members hasn't changed. I don't know what the hell operations is, to be quite honest. Let me just take a look at it. So you just click on it, right? Okay. Well, holy crap. Yeah, I think this is out of date too. California. Oh, no, it isn't. No, it's not. Well, that's interesting. Some of it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. 8 days ago. Sounds like it was updated. I don't know. Yeah. And there you go, right? When things get buried, just like Tom was saying, it's easier to sometimes just link to something like that. Makes it a lot easier. So I'll get out of that for now. I'm not going to worry about that. I'll get into that later. But that's cool. I think you can back out of it. Those pages can be edited by any admin. I think those are limited to admins to edit. A lot of this is, including the homepage. Why is this doing this? I don't even know what that is. Let me click on procedures. This is the monster. All right. So, yikes. When this procedure was updated, it's going to be today because we're going through it. Last time it was updated was April 4th, 2016. That tells you right there. This will tell you when the procedure. I'm not going to update that just yet. So, as you can see, there's like 19 procedures right now. So I will edit the last one last, or the first one last, I should say. I think everything is pretty much universal. This should be common sense. Be considerate. This should be common, but being in anarchy often means there is no dispatcher and requires people to coordinate with each other. Communication should be civil and polite. That's pretty much still the same. I won't change that. How the dispatcher actually changes in California a little bit now because we are running under dispatchers, part of the time at least. But I'm not going to change that. And then yeah, obey posted speeding. That's okay. Spawning in the AI in the system. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. I know this still applies to Florida. And I don't know. I don't know if Florida wants me to do a backup of this, but this is going out. So see, there's a lot of stuff here. And this is the tough part because we have changed a bit how we run our servers, at least the two major servers. Selkirk isn't really operational. It's actually pretty much broken, I think. But Florida still runs similar to how they were running before, although things have changed. See, crew changes. This is all old. And I don't know what I'm going to do. What I am going to do, and I don't know how I want to change this. I think I can do a copy. See, if I do rename, I don't want to delete it. But things have changed quite a bit on this. And a lot of it really doesn't apply. It may apply, but it may also not have anything to do with it anymore. You know what I mean? Let me just check something here. Okay, I thought I heard something. See, and you got Anarchy Dispatch. See, this is where a lot has changed. I'm beginning to wonder if I should change procedures, if I should change this to a new name or something. Defect procedures and car tags, deletion of trains. See, this is a lot that has changed. And this is why I didn't want to go into this per se. All right. So let me see if I can. I wish I could copy it. Hold on a second. I'll take it. Text or something. Yeah, I heard the phone. I was like, what the hell is that noise? I got the thing charging, so I'm not gonna answer text. That's just ski bugging me. But it's an interesting suggestion. He's saying make a procedure for different ones. I don't. That's what I was originally asked Florida to do. What I wanted to do was I wanted to have a top-down procedure that applies to everything RTS, then go down. Unfortunately, a lot of this may apply to Florida, and I don't want to mess it up on them. So what I'm going to do is, and this is something where the owners are going to have to go in. I may not even touch the procedures today. So I'll talk about this later. But a lot of this is gone. Anarchy dispatching, that's gone for California. I don't know about the other stuff. Conditions, communications on and off, say latest procedure update. All right. So I don't want to touch that right now. When this procedure is updated, be considered to obey spawning. Ugh. What I will do instead, I'm just trying to. Procedures was a word that I wanted to try. Conditions of use. Okay. So I like some of these things, but be considerate of others. Let me go back to the home page for a second and just take a look at what we do have. So we got the servers, knowledge base. Alright, membership to our RTS network of servers, however, are restricted to following. I don't want to put rules. Following procedures. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new document. And I will open up two different windows here. I'll open this link into a new tab. If I like anything, I'm going to put it in there, but then I'm going to strip procedures out of this home page. So if there's anything I like in here, I'm going to change it. This is going to lead to something totally different, which I'm gonna deal with right now. Conditions of membership. The following conditions of membership and operations of RTS. Okay. Operations is where this may break down, because if I go into operations, I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, that's a good way of doing it. So operations is where it breaks down to the server levels. Procedures I'm going to get rid of, and it's either I copy it all or I copy it as a backup. Can I do that? I might be able to do that. Let me see if I can do that instead. I hate the word procedure. I want to change the word procedures, but okay. Here's what we'll do. Yeah, procedures, that. Yeah, we know that. Okay. So what I'm doing now, if that worked, which it didn't, I'll try that one more time. I know there's different editors. Some of it's user friendly, the rest of it isn't. I'm just holding shift down now. Oh my god. Did it all work? It was working. Woo! I was going to say end should work, but it close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's at the end now. Okay. What did I do? Hit X? Ah, man. Okay. I think I hit X instead of Control C. So Control C. That's what I want to do. So now I'm going to create add a page. Procedures backup. Okay. I just screwed that up. So I just hit Control C for some stupid reason. Oh, man. There we go. I think I got it all that time. Perfect. Okay, Control C. Hopefully I got it. If I don't, oh well. I'm just going to call procedures old backup. Perfect. That's all we need to do. It's got the links, it's got everything. I don't care about the titles or anything like that as long as the information is there. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what happened there. It just kind of disappeared on me. I don't know if that even went in. It was asking me for something, and then I don't know if it actually did it. Let me just check here. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, so procedures old backup is in there now. So what I will do is I can get out of that. I'll go back into okay. So this is how you link everything. You just type in, oh yeah, and it's got to be typed in. It's case sensitive, and I hate that because now it's procedures, like big capital letters. I made a backup. There we go. So it says the page exists, and there it is there. The only files I'm going to be modifying. Why? See, I'm going ahead. I don't need to. You guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Normally I don't speak while I'm typing. Not California, you idiot. So there's a lot of I mean, basically it's that procedures is the one that I'm changing. So now I get to have free realm. Procedures is under my realm because it's about all of what I want RTS to be. Where it's subject to either my vision or whoops. Not that. So you see, you type it up at the top, and then a bunch. So you're ever doing a search, that's going to fall up, and then you can go into here and change this. So again, I'm not going to. I mean, because obey posted and or timetable speed limits. I believe that's just a generic one. That's going to be. Spawning in the system I'm removing because spawning changes, be it California, consists randomly change according to waybill C. Yeah, that's gone. That's gone in California. It may still exist in Florida to some extent, but it's gone otherwise. So now I can go right into edit. So I'll take that out. Ah, crap. High rail maintenance vehicles, that has nothing to do with same with crew changes, that's gone. I'll have to take a look at yards and industries, even trains. See, it's talking about Victorville and all kinds of other things. Anarchy dispatching's gone. Acting dispatchers and authority of movement. Defect procedures. Deletion of trains. Conditions of RTS membership I will leave in. I'm not worried about that. Server issues. Any planned outages are posted. Okay, I'm not worried about that. That's kind of, that's kind of... Oh man, this thing is buggy as hell to try to... Here, let me delete that. Speaking of deletion, acting dispatchers, authority of movement, anarchy dispatching. So I gotta do it one at a time, it looks like, just because to fit it all in. So anarchy dispatching's gone. Acting dispatchers, authority of movement's gone. Defects are gone. Deletion of trains are gone. Conditions of membership will change. Communication on and off the server we'll see. Latest procedure update. What happens when procedures are not followed. Alright. We'll see. I'll see about that. I'm going to have to go through that as well. All trains. Yeah, see, that's done now. Yards and industries. So yeah, unfortunately what this means is I'm removing a lot of procedures that probably aren't covered anywhere else, but I already basically put the word out there a while back. If you're going to have specific procedures for your servers, do it. Because I'm going to be changing this. This is for the entire RTS. Be considerate of others, I guess that falls in line. Let's see here. I think that's just general. We don't want people posted in our timetable. Speed limits. Logging is also active in terms when I'm not around. See, this starts getting into... It really starts getting into specifics, like when I'm not around. Well, that had to be when back in the day with me. So I'm getting rid of that. I'll see about this. Holy crap. It really doesn't need to be that complicated, I don't think. Not now. And then once you dive into lower levels, you're on specific servers, you need to be aware of what's expected on those servers. So okay. So be considerate of others. So let's see. and the server. So everything here looks general. Yeah. One other line I want to put in there just to see, it's already getting a little long, but it says a lot. I just want to put in one other thing. So, Wikia membership. Wikia membership. An RTS membership. I hate doing this stuff. I really do. Wikia membership and RTS membership are two different items. Now, in fact, each server run may restrict your access or have different requirements. I don't need to say any more about that. So communications, let's see here. Now see, this is where it's getting into what I want. No. That's on and off the server, singular. Again, that's something that the servers are going to have to decide what their protocol is. I don't want to be responsible for that. So it's really boiled down to a base bare bones document. I'm trying to think here. Because I haven't been a server owner for some time. In fact, I'm not too sure when that last time that was, but I'm just trying to think as far as anything else. Latest procedure update. At this point, okay, hang on a second. Let me go. Okay, here we go. Let me go down into here. Ah, it's not what I wanted to do. It should allow me to. That's good. That's what I wanted. I'm just being lazy. Lazy editing. Okay, perfect. So what I'm doing here, when this procedure is updated, be considered other conditions of RTS membership. Okay. So server operations. Ah, boy. Each new member. Okay, so I'm not going to read it as I'm typing this, but anyways. So let's see here. So it does it differently when you're putting in a link in a post as opposed to that. That's why it looks different to you, and then you can link to other things and it pops up a little bit differently. So that's why that did that. So of any participating each server owner is responsible. So, where's the founder? I don't know if I need to put my name in that. Each server owner is responsible for keeping this file up to date. They should know that. I don't even need to put that in there. We know our job. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm clearing this out. It's been long overdue, so that the owners have the ability to either they can copy each other's procedures or operations or whatever and do whatever they want. But operations is where things are going to be further restricted. So, I mean, I realize that's a task I'm putting on others. Hopefully, that's something they're prepared for. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe I should have been more clear on where I was heading for this. But Barstow is the next one that I have to deal with. But for now, I'm just looking at this here, see if I have to even go any further. Server operations. Procedures not covered in this document. Let me just check. I don't think I have to go any further than that. Server operations. Alright. Let me see. So latest procedure update. I'm going to leave that there for that. It's just a simple statement that basically says operations is where each server is going to be responsible for specifying what they want. Yeah, they don't happen that often, that's for sure. So request to leave. Violations will be subject to the admins and owners of each server. RTS enjoys keeping a close relationship with its servers as well as So a lot of this is like legal mumbo jumbo. It really isn't. It's just stating everything. I don't want to even go. I'm not even going to go any further than this. Membership or any restrictions is subject to. The dog's making me. I'll lose my concentration here. What else is new? Membership or any restrictions is subject. Is ultimately the decision of the owners in the admin. Okay. Well, there was a lot of information here, but it's changed. So, what's going to happen now is I'm going over here. I'm copying this link address. Whoa, jeez. Well, there we go. I think I did 18804. Yeah. So today again is January 8th, 2017. All week I've been doing 2016 for everything, even at work, and it's been causing a lot of grief for me. It's not fun when you're trying to clear customs and your dates are really screwed up, but anyways. So far it hasn't been too bad. And it replaces an update from I forget when. I'll just say April 2000. I already forgot what I put in there. It don't matter. 2016. All right. So that no, not that. So what happens there is I save that comment goes in, that there is a major update to the RTS procedures, and we are set. I'm set on that. I can then go further, take a look at the operations just to see what's going on here. But before I do that, I'll go back into here. Okay. Hello. I don't know what I did there. those, okay, so those who are current members, please consider, or please continue to observe any valid to-date procedures that you have been used to in the past while this change is made. Check the old backup listed above. Check the Oh, I hate doing this stuff. Did I already say that? If something is missing or not clear. The whole reason behind this is so owners who have different procedures can go about managing things the way they see fit. Okay, and I'm talking while I'm typing again, but you know, whatever. Okay, so that's it. That's procedures. No, I'm not going to update the homepage, but I got a lot to go through still. So from here, yeah, I did want to see, now I can just close that off. I did want to see instructions and procedures for running. Okay, so we already got a lot of this. Train sets. Wow, Barstow. See, it says updated February of 2016. Wow. See, this is what happens when you got and you got all kinds of stuff here. But then the locals are updated. So this is kind of cool. Of course, Barstow's been updated continuously, but this is cool. It tells you what's in there, what train sets. That's nice. I honestly haven't taken a look. See, we got Oak Creek, which is currently not valid, but then that'll be something that I think ultimately Mike's gonna have to go through. So there's room in here for the various. I mean, Victorville turns changed. Ski's watching this right now. He can probably, if he wants to add documents for this, all actually some of those. No, that's a boron local. Borax 1 and 2 and 3 are gone. I suppose that falls into my jurisdiction. I don't know. I get boron with 2 R's. Did I do that? Anyways, I guess that falls into my. Oh, it's part of BNSF Barstow R. See, that's okay. Yeah, I guess those do fall into my jurisdiction. Local, also less local jobs. I'll try and change this at least to get Barstow. I don't know. Yeah, this has been changed. I'm going to change this right now. At least. Do I want to go into Cadiz and all that other stuff? I was hoping to avoid that. I don't even know if the rail cars are up to date or whatever, but that's not my concern really. It is what it is. People, you know, you're going to see it. Basically, you're going to see Run8s if you don't have them. I think we're using them, pretty much all of them now. The FMCs are in there, although yeah, they're all being used as far as I know. That's just version 2's marketing strategy, which is very nice actually. Yeah, let me go in and edit this out. So now I can go in and look at California operations, and I will once again, look at updated today. I'm sure the other ones have been updated recently as well, but I know San Bernardino certainly has. But see, this is where you get into different files, and then it's just all of a sudden it's like, whoa. January 8th, 2017. Okay. Barstow Yard. To be updated. No, under Barstow Yard. Under construction. Some may no longer, may or may not be up to date. I'll just leave it like that. So I'll put that as a minor edit. Reflected changes to Barstow. And then I'll save that. And then I can go into Barstow and see how we're doing. A lot of these videos are outdated as well. Like operating Barstow, that's totally changed now. With the remote dispatchers and AI. Okay, see some of this, a lot of this was updated. So Tony did a lot of good updates on this as well. So now I'm into my realm of where I want to go with things. So I'm just going to look. I'm going to look and see what we got. Unfortunately, the tutorial, I don't know how valid that is anymore. My guess is it's totally invalid, and I'm probably going to take it out of there. I mean, there's a nice picture there, which is fine. I don't care about that. But yeah, I'm going to probably remove those videos. And unfortunately, I don't have anything that's going to help as far as a guideline. All I got to do is go from here and say, okay, this is what we got. So information provided here is being updated to reflect changes of version 2. Okay, at least I said that much. I'm going to leave that as is. Barstow is a major classification. Yeah. So that's a good start. The picture's fine, but the videos are, unfortunately, they're out of date. So far, it sounds good. Newberry, see, this is a tough one. Well, I only mentioned Newberry. So we know, or I know, that Newberry is um, often used as a hold point. It's a this is what I was told, at least from my experience by various crews um, who are actually part of the Run8 team, actually, um, who say that that's what Newberry is used for. That siding. I'm going to, and I know this is going to get into what Chris's research has been doing, and Chris and I have been working really good. We worked really good the other night, so I don't want to contradict what he's got set up. But he asked me originally how this would play out, and here's the issue. I'll show you. And I'm not worried about that industry. I guess the industry we were dealing with. He did a lot of research for Nebo, and what had happened was he asked me if at the time I wasn't really thinking too much about it, but I said, yeah, I use it. And that was main 3. Now, the research, what that showed was that Nebo on main 3 would be used to store cars for them. I'm not sure how active they are now, because I heard at least the last I heard, they were shut down, and this has been a while ago. But then again, we're often crisscrossing eras and we're all over the place, so who knows? To have it, I think, is great, and to have a switcher and everything. Problem is, I know they leave it on main 3 because they don't have access to the plant, apparently, and I can see main 3 being very strategic for them for that reason. Main 3 I see very strategic for Barstow. Whether it is or isn't, I see it as a very strategic place to hold a train, because once you get into the double track sections or even the triple track, you're getting into operational constraints. Not as bad as Cajon Sub, and definitely not as bad as Mojave. If you have an eastbound coming across Mojave, for example, and you're the west dispatcher, you can see right now. I mean, this is. I don't have the dispatcher password set up, but this isn't too bad, actually. It was when I started the other night, both when I started and ended my dispatch session on Tuesday. This thing was packed. Almost every siding was full. There was a few inbounds still coming in. Even after Tuesday, and we got into Thursday, where Tuesday was my dispatching on the east end. This is part of the east end, this little section here between Mojave and Barstow, and then the Needle Sub. Of course, on the external dispatcher, it all shows up on one screen, so it makes it a lot easier in that sense. But what happens is when you start taking away too many of these sidings, suddenly you run out of options. And I had Z trains staring down at each other who were holding back several sidings back because the sidings were just so full and occupied. Now we're in a situation where Barstow is actually the locals have died down, and it's a lot easier. It's all of a sudden it's become a lot easier, and it's actually gone 2 sessions now. Even during that session, we started seeing a reduction in the number of manifests that were being called up. Now, I'm not too sure if something changed or if it just so happened that the random number gods decided to be gentle with Barstow. Unfortunately, that's just one of those things that happens. I believe in controls, but I also believe in randomness. So to have both, I mean, I wish the controls were a little bit better, like better control. I certainly like the randomness as well, because when you're running it, like, for example, train dispatcher, actually one of the screens that were first put out before the release of version 2 was some scheduling system, and it reminded me a lot of train dispatcher because you had a schedule but you also had a variance. And how much that variance is, I'm not sure, but the variance really intrigued me because that meant that each day it's not going to be the same minute that a train spawns. And I didn't want that. But what we have right now is we have a lot of duplicate symbols being spawned, which is fine. I'm not too worried about it. The inbounds, it doesn't really matter too much. But then there's some that we're dealing with like auto rack trains and intermodal trains and stuff like that, which really we need to be more in control of. So that's something that Mike is working on his end, I believe, and I think he's done some stuff if he's not still working on it for tonight's session. Last I heard, there's other recommendations I've put out there, etc., which may or may not take place. It's not that doesn't matter. I just throw them out there. But then you have these little sidings here. You got one here, you got one here. The problem with holding him into these little sidings, there's actually three. There's more than that. Actually, Cadiz has at least one up here as well. It's not shown. One, if you throw them into Amboy and Goffs, you're missing a tremendous opportunity, especially when this thing starts turning into a conveyor belt. Because what happened, and I call it conveyor belt because what will end up happening is with the conveyor belt, you will wind up having trains, like a grain train will all of a sudden come up this hill, or something will come up that'll slow things down. You have an opportunity sometimes to get around them here, provided there's no eastbound traffic. Like this one is likely eastbound. I don't know. I can't tell with this light. This is the non-dispatch view, but that siding there, if you tie that siding up, you're risking delaying a lot of traffic. And I know that from experience. You don't want to tie that siding up. If you're going to do it, that's an overtake siding that's typically used for westbound traffic, usually not eastbound, because eastbound by that time you're going downhill. Amboy and Ash Hill may or may not be used, but then Siberia has a tendency. You can, if you route them right, or if you have it at the right spot, you can see these vary. One goes that way and then one goes that way. What that is for is so that an eastbound can be overtaken or a westbound can be overtaken, and they generally tend to alternate. Not always, but they generally like in here, I guess that's a bad example because at this point then they're kind of all over the place, but they tend to alternate pretty good, I find. So it's spread out nicely. The operation's nice. There's usually very little issues out here, with the exception of a slowpoke getting in the way, which is perfect because that's the way I want it. And when they're talking about, they've been talking about reducing manifests because we thought we were getting into an issue where there's too many manifests. Well, we may have too many locals, but I don't think we have too many manifests. Actually, right now, Barstow's in great shape. There's probably going to be even more available by the time, I would say, because if somebody doesn't get to it by Monday, I'm certainly going to be going into Monday, and I'm going to be busy in Barstow, and I'm planning on working on the locals if somebody else does it. So, and I was down, like I was literally getting down in the dumps because I couldn't get my visions for Barstow happening. And this is part of it today. So this is the unfortunate thing I have to go through, is going through all this data and trying to decide what I'm going to do with the procedures and everything. But as I was saying, I'm really rambling off. The problem with these sidings, if you're trying to hold trains in these sidings, and this is what I suggested, normally they're used for bare table storage. The problem with these sidings is you have to cross a track to get to them. And it's very difficult. Look at Siberia, for example. You have to cross over way here, and then you have to wait all the way up to Ludlow. So you're really blocking a section of track. I thought originally that would work. I don't see that happening. I don't see it as a viable alternative. Fortunately, right now the traffic isn't too bad. Barstow's in pretty good hands, and there's a lot of people who are willing to work Barstow. In fact, we have more people that are willing to work Barstow right now than we have work at this point. There's work available, but What I'm saying is we're well under control, at least at this point. About a week or so ago, it was a different story altogether. It was kind of a mess, and that was the problem. What was happening is I felt I was losing control. Everybody had ideas, and it was just, it was just not necessarily me. I was gone. I was going away for a few days. So now Chris and I, we've teamed up, and things are working pretty good, and it allows us as well as others, because there's some major contributors besides Chris and I who work Barstow and who have tremendous talent and ability and interest. So I don't want to scare them away either. But anyways, going back, so holding trains is very difficult to do going west. Going east, it's not too bad. There is room to hold a train or two. You don't want to hold about 5 trains on this section, or else you're going to run into trouble. The odd one, and you want to spread them out, isn't too bad. Then when you get into Cajon Sub, that can get sticky. There is potential, but again, there's very little. Mind you, you're not getting as many outbounds coming from here. That's the good thing, because there's not as many outbound trains that are going to be spawning from here anyways. Most of it's going to come from Needles. And if at some point, I wish they included this little section right here in Needles, because that's what that yard is also for. Aside from crew changes, this yard is only used mainly for crew changes. You got like 3 or 4 tracks or whatever, and they're mainline length trains, and it's perfect. So if this little section was included, just this little section, I know that's going to come in Seligman Sub. I don't want to. I want to support Seligman Sub and all the things that they're doing. We just got too much going on right now as it is. So maybe at some point, great. But Seligman Sub, or actually this section, I should say, at Needles Yard, is a really good place to tie down a train if necessary. But then again, like I said, the schedule system, those trains wouldn't even get that far. They'd be held off at a good siding out of the way if there was a major traffic. And there would be planning and everything like that, and extra work involved, or calling in extra crews or whatever they would need to do. So anyways, I don't know how I got on that ramble, but oh yeah, because I was going through that. So trains entering eastbound from Cajon will need to hold back. Possible double track. Yeah, I'm going to leave it as is. Regardless, it's a good idea to contact Barstow anyways prior to your arrival. If no yardmaster... Okay, I'm just reading this out loud. So that's entering Barstow. Departing Barstow. Now, somewhere in here, I need to indicate the registry, which is fairly new. Trains are permitted to depart Barstow in a dispatch session once the yardmaster. See, that's changed. So, trains are permitted to depart in a dispatch session once the yardmaster does. Trains are permitted to depart Barstow into dispatch session once. Okay. All right. So, trains are permitted to depart Barstow into dispatch session once a release is stated in the Barstow registry. Okay. Once a train is humped, the okay, this isn't true. How about this then? Once a train is humped, the bull if capacity is an issue for the next hump on deck, this technique basically prevents the bull from overflowing with too many cars while building up outbound departures, cuts of cars, from each bull track. Okay, so when assigned, everything's here. If a track has not been assigned, then it can be brought to the old yard for temporary capacity storage, provided it is indicated open and not assigned. So what happens there is we have open tracks and they're basically available. If there's no assignment to them, they're free to do whatever. Comes with arrivals, comes with anything. If it just says open, then it's up to your discretion. If it says assigned, then if you're going to have to change an assignment or something has to be changed, you're best to contact a yardmaster or another admin. Myself and Chris, myself being main yardmaster still, I was considering leaving it. I was actually trying to throw it off on Chris, but Chris thought it would be better if we both worked it, and I thought, yeah, that sounds good. I like Barstow, so it's not a question I didn't like Barstow. I was getting burnt out by a few things, but anyways, I'm not going to go into that. So yeah, if myself or Chris is not there to answer, another admin could potentially give you the answers. Otherwise, posting a message to the forum and just standing by for further instructions is the best way. So due to the limited number of bull tracks, the local yard often is required to flat switch the various locals. Okay, hang on a second here. That's not true. It's somewhat true, but local cuts. Okay. With version 2, California is now only operating main lines when authorized. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay, the Barstow yard matrix is gone. I'm not. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second here. I thought there was a new article that got put in. Okay. Let me. I'm gonna save this for a moment. I want to take a look at what that is. So I thought Chris was mentioning something about an article on. Barstow updates. Version 2. I'll call it a minor edit for now. And I want to see what we got. So that's pretty much. That doesn't get into the registry. And I thought that might have been. Barstow Yard Matrix is gone. That's done. Okay. I'm going to delete that. Okay, so now I want to go into well, I hope I saved it. I'll be really ticked if I haven't. I'm pretty sure I did. Alright, I'm not sure what's going on here. I hope I saved everything, because I got a bad feeling I didn't. Oh, I did. Alright, that's what I wanted to do. So I go back to edit that. Well, thankfully this isn't taking as long as I thought it might. Note this may be outdated. Okay, so I still have some work to do. with exception to registry. I'm not too sure. I thought the registry was changed. Let me just see. I just want to see if Mike's aware of it. I'm not sure. I'm going to go in without trying to... I see California operations. That's me. Procedures. The procedures will back up. I don't remember seeing... I know Chris had mentioned it, but I don't know if he actually did anything on it or not. Oh, usage procedure. There we go. Oh, that's California registry usage. Nice. Isn't there an available? California registry usage procedure. Okay. So what I'll do under Barstow, yeah, right. That's because I didn't type it right. Barstow. So when you do a link, I see these are in here, but I don't know if it's. Let me see here. Normally, I didn't think it threw those in there. So when you go into that and you type in the link, California. Oops. There it is right down there, right? So you just click onto that. You go done. See, you don't even have to put in as a link. That's automatically put in. So you don't have to. As soon as you type up that will find it. Um, so how to use the version 2 registry for California. Um, all right. So that's a start. It's 4:12 p.m. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to brave the cold and actually try to get some exercise and go out for supper here. Entering Barstow, departing Barstow, operating Barstow. So that's entering. So what I want to do here, I think I could. I think I have time. So yeah, in order to get that, oops. So I want to make this. Oh, I forget header. Header one, heading, subheading. I can't remember. No, that ain't it. It's heading. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see. So I'm going to open up. Actually, is there anybody running around right now that I can go find? Yermo, BK50. Okay. It's just me. Well, there's others around, but I don't know what they're doing, so I can go see. Might kick me off. Transport to select a train. I assume that was. I assume that's a job that was already authorized or whatever. It's on the mains already, but I assume it was already there. Yeah, actually, I think he was working the south side or north side, or I guess that would be the east side. Yeah, I'll get it right. So I'm going to leave that there for a few minutes while I take care of some business. I'll be right back, and I'm going to finish up that registry. Just figure I'd leave you with something to admire for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. So, yeah, I'm going to try to wrap this up within the next 30 minutes or so, if that. So, let me just head over somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Didn't have to be there. Well, I could have gone back to Barstow, but still. So, the California Registry. We had this going on, and then oh shoot, I can't go that way. Okay, let me put in another instance here. So I'm wondering if it's going to allow me to do some print screens. So there's a lot of ways you can do it. I'll try the print screen here. See how that goes. Nah, I don't think that worked. What the heck? I don't even know what that did. Did it put it at the top? Like, what the heck did it do? Oh, it's right here. Okay. It didn't like that too much. Okay, well the print screen's not the biggest. I know I can do the photos, but then I have to upload them and all that other garbage. It's not fun. Sure. Do you have anything ready for 2000? I know that's we're talking, what are we talking, 34, well, 15 hours. Let me just check Barstow. I don't think you probably have anything ready by the sounds of it, so I don't, I got a little bit, but I don't think I have much. I'm not sure if it got changed or my data is not valid. Okay. L1. Okay, L1 has a cut for you if you want it. Room in L2, L3 to arrive. So yeah, I'm just showing this to you right now. So you got your 41s. Of course, we're not set up for local yard. We're still in. Oh, what the heck's that? Oh, there's more. I guess we got two cuts. I didn't know there was two cuts. Oh, there must have been a bunch that got kicked down or something. Even got a coal car. Yeah, 101, yep. Up to you. It might get busy, though. We don't have too much left in Barstow at the moment. Yeah, we got 7 tracks occupied. I believe 6 are locals. I should check. I could check the registry to be sure on that one, but nope. Make that less of that because we got the engines. Yeah, only half the tracks currently, so it's not bad at all. Well, at least we're losing a little bit of the power. That's always a good sign. Yeah, that's your call, Mike. I can take it. Yeah, I can take it if you want. If you want, and it helps. Although I can take it. How about I can take it or leave it? Yeah, I can. I don't think it's going to be a big deal because we do have the storage, if necessary. Because it's going to. We're talking another 24 hours worth of trains, and who knows? Like you say, with the random thing, you never know. Right now we're fine, but that'll be in addition to whatever's left. It's not too much. I don't know what's an arrival. There's only about half a track. Local one right now, other than the 2 cuts. Sure, even if it's later, that's no problem for me, for us. No problem. Yeah, either way, doesn't matter. We can take it. We can take it. We can just bring you. If you're small enough, we can bring you right into local yard, and there's room here. I don't expect that to. I don't know how much work's going to get done in the next little bit, but I don't think it's going to go too much. So there should be plenty of room. Yeah, even if we get the extra 24 hours, that just helps. Old Yard's got storage ability. We got a couple cuts down here. San Diego's going to be leaving soon, so that'll really open things up. If there's no crew for San Diego tonight, I'm gonna probably, in fact, as it comes later this evening, I'm actually going to probably move San Diego out of the old yard and likely set it up to WJ, because I don't think there's anything else coming in. I'll have to double check on that, but I'm probably going to put her right there, because I will have room to depart, even if I have to go with a... I don't think I have room on a receiving track either. Oh, we'll see. Who cares? Either way. Okay, let me finish this up here. I'm not going to be able to do too much on the registry, but I'll make it... Actually, I'll have to be quick on this, because I want to get going. So, the California registry... I think there's a link to it. Matching pages, there we go. Version 1, unlike for those that recall version 1 registry, this was done for every train and movement. However, in version 2, this is only needed for movements in and out of the yard. Instructions are posted by the yardmaster. In a strategy of how they want to operate. They want to move forward in processing the yard. Tracks are assigned on an ongoing basis, both on and offline from the server. So yeah, I'm not too sure, because a lot of this is going to be that part is just the registry. Okay. Basically, anyone operating a player train in and out of Barstow Yard, or any dispatcher operating an AI train in and out of Barstow Yard are required to make an appropriate entry. Currently trims are not, or currently pull tracks are not monitored except as a switch list item for your convenience. The only time a trim is required is when it take place on another hump. Please follow all instructions both in this registry or in the yard forums. Latest thread only. And if you're not sure, post or ask. Okay. Yeah, didn't get as much detail as I was wanting to, but perhaps we can see from there. It's really, I mean, so Barstow's procedures are now set up. I can't think of anything that's, can be added in it. And if somebody has a comment or suggestion or whatever, these things, feel free to ask questions. Posting a forum post is probably the best way, or making a comment will certainly help. You can put your comments below if you're unsure of something or you want to know further details. So I'll post one more message in here. Alright, so I'll just leave it at that, and then I want to get going. Holy crap, it's getting late. So yeah, whoops, I bet you this thing, sometimes this times out, so I'm copying and pasting this. It worked that time. Occasionally what'll happen is when your thread is open for a while, it will do that. You'll just lose that. So um, I'm gonna let this go for now. I'm gonna stay online. I'm just gonna hide online for a tiny bit. And yeah, that looks pretty much the way I want it. So I'm gonna stay, like I said, I'm gonna stay online. So yeah, that's about it for now. Everything is updated. It's not as precise, or it's not as complicated, or I don't know what's the right word, detailed as I would like it. Um, but pretty much that's the way it is for now. So I'm gonna start another live stream in a little bit after I come back from supper. I'm gonna brave the cold and uh, go to Mickey Ranchi's, I think, for a little bit. And as opposed, I was gonna try to get some TV dinners tonight, but they didn't have anything I liked, and I swear it's like one store has this that I don't like, and it doesn't have this that I don't like, and I wish there was a store that had everything that I wanted that at a reasonable price, but some of the cheaper grocery stores are pretty bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Oh goody, I got a storm warning. What the hell's that about? Special weather stand. Of course they don't tell you what it's about. Probably about how cold it's gonna be or how hot it's gonna get. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go for now, and I will be back probably in about an hour, and I'll be back in the session later. So I'll probably have a couple streams going, and we'll see you later. Have a good one.